Hi everyone, it's Jason Singh from Scarlet, Betch. I just wanted to welcome everyone to another exciting edition, issue number 28. As you can tell, we're continuing our video podcast journey, and on that journey, I just wanted to say that we're very new to this, and so we ask you to bear with us with our technical difficulties in this recording. We think there's some really great content, and it's a lot of fun, so I hope you continue to watch, and you excuse us for our learning curve. Enjoy! Hi, and welcome to another exciting edition of Scarlet Betch. I'm Jason.
And I'm Anthony.
So, as you can probably tell, we are doing another video podcast. We got really good response from our last video, which we're really excited about, that we did at Dragon Con. Unfortunately, the current modern day science hasn't enabled us to develop teleportation technology, so Anthony and I are going to be continuing our video podcast, vlogcast. I don't know what they're called when they're in video form.
They're called vlogs.
Vlogs? Oh, that's so it sounds dirty, doesn't it? I'm gonna vlog
Oh,
you.
definitely. My favorite way of spelling and saying blog and vlog is with, instead of an O, an A-H-H-H-H, like you're just disgusted by it. A lot of fun. Oh, where'd I go?
Oh, where did you go?
Back.
Okay, good. Yay,
Awesome.
Technology! So bear with us as we're very much experimenting with this form. So yes, we're already past a minute, so we're gonna jump through these. Shoutouts first from the past month or so of comic books. I feel like nothing's coming out, by the way, that I'm reading, so it's annoying. But yes, Uncanny X-Men. Not all of Uncanny X-Men, because I refuse to read the stupid mutant versus vampire bullshit. I
do not refuse to read that, and I'm having fun.
Okay, good for you. Oh, you're gone again.
No, what did I do?
Why you're back.
Computer.
Okay. Well, so Uncanny X-Men, I'm following the Hope and Her 5 Lights, because I think it's a really great idea. I really like the idea of mutant kind coming back. And it also Hope and the 5 Lights sounds like a great retro 60s band, so I approve of this message. Anthony, you got some shoutouts.
I do. First, Ken. I think villain books are always a lot of fun. Villains are good characters, and Ken is awesome and totally bi, and the writers are completely committed to showcasing that, and it's just a lot of fun, and he's a cool character, and pretty gay. Oh, and I'm gone, and I'm back. X Factor! What? Awesome. It's just good, and I was really nervous about the storyline that Peter David decided to do with the bisexual guy getting a girl pregnant, and so then he's torn between the guy and the girl, because that hasn't been done 70 million times. But this issue really focused on Shatterstar's feelings about the whole thing, and I don't know, I just really liked seeing Shatterstar pissed off that his boyfriend was off being a dad. In the not so great category shoutouts, we've got Green Lantern, which had the Predator, the male Star Sapphire, which was predictably very disappointing because it was just the Predator and he was dressed in his 80s costume, which is not a bikini.
Also, doesn't Predator kind of look like Alien from circa 1980 whatever? I don't know. It's that. Oh, well, all I remember was at the very end, you know, when she's tamed the Predator, he looks like Alien from coming out of my Sigourney Weaver's
an entity. He takes over human bodies and looks like the cover, and then he's like, he's the Velociraptor of love or something. And the other one that was kind of problematic was Torchwood. Just because the first story that was written by Gareth David Lloyd takes place during season 2, so it's after Meet, but before everyone dies and stuff. And so he's in a relationship with Jack, but I don't know how much they've shown of that relationship. And so it's very, I don't know, Yanto flirts a lot with girls and then doesn't really pay that much attention to Jack. I think Jack's hand is in this episode, or in this issue, and nothing else. So it's what's going on? Shouldn't they be boyfriendly? I mean, I'm totally cool with going off and flirting with other people when you're in a relationship, that's cute and whatever. But shouldn't you showcase the relationship that is the whole reason we're buying this comic book?
Yeah. Also, so is that just a one shot or is it a continuing series?
Two-part.
Two-part. Okay, cool. So we are at 5, and so because of that, we're going to jump on to Wonder Woman. Is that what you have in front of you?
I do!
Yay! So JMS, or I don't know what his first 2 names are.
Is J. Michael Straczynski? I think it's Joe.
Joe? Okay.
I don't know.
So I have mixed feelings about Wonder Woman and its direction, because on one hand, as I said before, I was concerned about, Wonder Woman still being wondrous and wonderful. And the last issue was a lot of fun. It was really action-packed and almost pulpy in a way. And that it was great and lively. But I guess I guess I'm concerned about the writing as a whole, in terms of it being really kind of like overly Hollywoodish, if that makes sense. Like in the last issue, not only did we have a lot of things kind of were really predictable and things falling into place. Like there was like the crazy, like one woman stands alone and fights off the army. There was like the no scene, and and like the black chick who threw her shield, like she knew she was gonna die from the very get-go. Partially because she was just one black girl, and then partially because she was like, she was like the overzealous lieutenant who didn't know that there's stuff. So on one hand, like I think Janet kind of falls into these like film conventions that are really enjoyable to like consume, but not particularly groundbreaking. And I read a good criticism online about like when you have a reboot that's this dramatic for a character, especially a character as iconic as Wonder Woman, it should feel like the story that we're getting should make that the whole, that almost trauma of like a complete redefinition of this character worth it. And I'm not sure it's worth the complete like ditching of like 40 years or so of publication history for this. It's like, it's fun. This would be a great, like, if Marvel has the what ifs, and I don't know what the DC version of that is, but yes. So the jury's still out for me on Wonder Woman. But
okay.
That being said, I really enjoyed Wonder Woman being a hard ass. And being violent and not being afraid to take names and take lives, and I'm intrigued by this the antagonist we see at the very end. So that I'm intrigued, but I have mixed feelings.
Okay, yeah. I am jury's still out on the antagonist. That seems kind of really what do I want to say? Yeah, like you were saying, cliche. Yeah, it's a little cliche. In that it's kind of a male protagonist, and one of the problems I've always had with Wonder Woman was that she was protecting man for some unknown reason, since she's from an island of women. Like, shouldn't she be protecting them? So I really like that they've switched that, and so now she is the protector from the world, from the villains of the world, of her people. So I really enjoyed that. One of the things that's interesting is she goes to Hades in this, which is something that happened in like the 80s or something to Wonder Woman. So they're reintroducing elements of her past history in the journey to getting back to being Wonder Woman, essentially, because now she's just kind of a Wonder Girl. And so I really like that. I really like the care, but it did seem kind of derivative, because we just had Percy Jackson sweep the nation, and this is basically the first book of Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
But I am intrigued by what he's setting up for the gods, and I do like that he's redefining the relationship to the gods that Wonder Woman has, and kind of the place that the gods have in the DC universe. Over in Marvel, we see that all the gods are gonna fight and kill each other and stuff. I don't know.
Okay,
God's
we're not
never
reading it.
really
It's okay.
entertained. But anyway, yeah, so I like that. Yeah, so I'm still feeling positively about JMS.
Okay.
Okay. And do you want to talk about Legacy really
Yes,
quick?
X-Men Legacy. Yeah, really quickly, I feel like there was a lot of payoff in this book because for the last 2 issues, I'm like, what the frack are they doing in freaking India? Not that I have anything against India, there was just nothing that was happening. And then there was this random girl with like light graffiti powers. I'm like, great, your power is useless, and I have very little interest. But the Children of the Vault bust in, and very quickly we get really great, just exposition or backstory or whatnot. So like, we from the Children of the Vault, they were involved in the storyline from, I think, like
way long ago, when
way
we
long
were
ago,
still
yeah.
in college. It was like
Yeah.
4 years ago.
4 years
yeah,
ago.
no, the Children of the Vault. I think it's very good that Mike Carey's bringing them back to tie them in, and I think he's a good writer and he's handled that. Luz, I would agree with you, is kind of, it was like, why is she here? I really like that this is a story about Indra's personality, and I like that Anoli is there, but I didn't like that he had like no screen time.
Yeah. I also didn't really like how, so what I did like, I love that the Children of the Vault, they're like, we actually begin to get an insight on their society and their city, and that's very interesting and intriguing. But what is not interesting and intriguing to me is like the whole characterization of Indian society. I think it's really like flat, and for being in India, you see very little Indian, like very few Indian people in like Mumbai, which is this huge Indian city with like teeming population, and like I feel like all the bystanders we see are like white people. I'm like, what? Are we just in like the really like colonial part of Mumbai? I don't know what's going on, but yes. So that was my not fun part.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, good point. I mean, it's definitely just a story about Indra and his family. I mean, they're very privileged, and I don't know what life is like. I mean, it's not really showing life. It's not a story about Mumbai, even though they decided to uproot the X-Men and take them there.
Well, also, it's just in terms of Indra's father, like his obsession with Indra getting married. I mean, like, yes, like that's a big part of Indian culture, but I also felt like that was like excessive and didn't make it makes his father completely unreasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean Indra's like acceptance of doing that. I don't know. It's just very. And then the way he was talking about it in this book, it suddenly seemed like Indra was all for it, whereas before I thought he was ambivalent. So.
Yeah, more conflicted.
Yeah.
So, but it looks like that's all the time we have, folks. But yeah, so tune in next time for another great issue of Scarlet Betch. And hopefully we'll see you back soon.
Bye.
Bye.